Most people kill the spider they see and move on. What they don't realize is that one female spider can leave behind hundreds of babies in places they'll never check. By the time you notice a spider problem, it's often already been growing for weeks, silently, in the corners and crevices you don't look at. That's the mistake, because spiders don't wander into your home by accident. They follow a trail of warmth, shelter, and most importantly, food. And if one spider found a reason to be in your home, it almost certainly isn't the only one. A single female house spider can produce more than 200 eggs in a single egg sac. Some species produce several egg sacs in their lifetime. The math adds up quickly and quietly. By the time you notice a spider problem, it's usually been developing for weeks, sometimes longer. This video isn't about making you afraid of spiders. Most species found inside homes are harmless and actually beneficial. They eat the insects that would otherwise be crawling through your kitchen and bedroom. But beneficial or not, most people don't want them sharing their living space. And more importantly, their presence is telling you something about your home that's worth paying attention to. So in the next few minutes, you'll understand why spiders enter homes in the first place, what's attracting them to yours specifically, and the most effective natural methods to remove them and keep them from coming back. Let's start with what actually drives them inside. Spiders are predators. Everything they do is organized around finding, catching, and eating other insects. They don't come inside looking for your food, your warmth alone, or your company. They come inside because the insects they feed on are already there. Flies, mosquitoes, moths, ants, gnats, silverfish, wherever these insects exist in a home, spiders follow. They're essentially the last link in a chain that starts with whatever is attracting the smaller insects to your home in the first place. This is why killing the spider you see rarely solves anything. If the food source is still present, another spider will find it. Sometimes the same spider will return. The visible spider is a symptom. What's feeding it is the actual problem. The second factor that draws spiders inside is shelter. Spiders are small, they prefer dark and undisturbed spaces, and they are extremely good at finding them. Cluttered storage areas, boxes that haven't been moved in months, gaps behind furniture, spaces under beds and inside closets, the corner of a basement that nobody goes into. These are ideal spider habitats. They provide the combination of safety, stillness, and proximity to prey that spiders are looking for. Seasonal change is the third factor. As temperatures drop in autumn, spiders instinctively seek warmer environments. This is when most homeowners notice a sudden increase in spider activity indoors. It isn't a sudden infestation. It's a behavioral shift that was already happening outside, now redirected through whatever gaps and openings allow access to the interior of the home. Understanding these three drivers, food, shelter, and access, is what makes natural spider control actually work long-term. Each natural method targets one or more of these factors. And here's something most spider control videos skip entirely. The most effective approach is layered. No single method eliminates the problem permanently. The methods that work are the ones applied consistently and in combination. And here's the frustrating part that most people never find out. Most homeowners accidentally make their homes more attractive to spiders without realizing it. The habits, the clutter, the lighting choices, the entry points left open, all of it is quietly sending an invitation. We'll get to exactly what those are. But first, let's talk about what actually repels spiders naturally and how to use each method correctly. Peppermint oil is probably the most well-known natural spider repellent, and it works for a straightforward reason. Spiders have sensory organs on their legs that detect chemical compounds in their environment. The strong menthol compounds in peppermint oil are highly irritating to these sensors. Spiders avoid areas where the scent is concentrated. To use it effectively, mix 15 to 20 drops of pure peppermint essential oil with water in a spray bottle. Spray along baseboards, window frames, door frames, under furniture, and in corners. The key word is concentrated. A light mist across the middle of a room won't do much. You need to apply it directly to the areas spiders travel and build webs. Reapply every week or two because the scent fades and the effect goes with it. White vinegar works through a similar principle. The acetic acid in vinegar disrupts the chemical signals spiders use to navigate and detect prey. Use undiluted white vinegar in a spray bottle and apply it to entry points, window frames, door frames, gaps around pipes, baseboards near exterior walls. Vinegar's smell dissipates fairly quickly for humans, but the residue remains effective for spiders longer than most people expect. One thing to avoid: don't spray vinegar on natural stone surfaces like marble or granite. The acid can cause surface damage over time. Citrus is another effective repellent that most people already have access to. Spiders dislike the limonene compounds found in citrus peel. You can rub fresh lemon or orange peel directly on windowsills, door frames, and baseboards. Citrus essential oil diluted in water works the same way and lasts longer than fresh peel. It's also a good option for bookshelves, cabinet interiors, and storage areas where spraying isn't practical. Cedar is worth mentioning because it works differently from the others. Cedar contains natural oils that repel a wide range of insects, including many of the insects that spiders feed on. Cedar blocks, cedar sachets, or cedar essential oil placed in closets, storage areas, and under furniture removes part of the food chain that's keeping spiders interested in those spaces. It's a slower, more passive method, but in enclosed spaces, it's highly effective and lasts for months. Here's a fact that surprises most people. A spider can survive for weeks without food, which means if one is staying in your home, it's usually because it's finding insects often enough to make it worth staying. The spider isn't lost. It isn't passing through. It's found a reliable hunting ground somewhere inside your home. That's the thing to focus on. Now, a quick question. What's the biggest spider you've ever found inside your house? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're finding this useful, go ahead and subscribe for more practical home tips that could save you a lot of trouble. Now let's get into the part most people skip, the steps that actually stop spiders from coming back. Removing existing webs is one of the most underrated steps in spider control. Most people remove webs when they see them, but don't think about why it matters beyond aesthetics. Here's why it does. An undisturbed web is a functioning spider residence and a trap for the insects that sustain the spider. Removing the web forces the spider to rebuild, expending energy, and relocates it if you remove it while the spider is absent. More importantly, it removes the egg sacs that may already be present inside or near the web structure. Use a vacuum with a hose attachment to remove webs from corners, ceiling joints, behind furniture, and anywhere else you find them. A vacuum pulls in the web, any eggs, and sometimes the spider itself. After vacuuming, seal the bag or empty the canister outside immediately. Don't use a broom. It spreads the web and potentially the eggs rather than removing them. Check less obvious locations too, behind picture frames, inside light fixtures, along the top edges of door frames, under bathroom and kitchen sink cabinets, inside garages and sheds. Spiders build where they aren't disturbed, and the undisturbed areas of your home are exactly where they prefer to be. Now let's talk about the food source, because this is where most natural spider control fails if ignored. If your home has a significant insect presence, no repellent will fully solve the spider problem. The food source is too attractive. Reducing indoor insects directly reduces the reason spiders have to be there. Start with light management. Insects are strongly attracted to light, especially at night. Exterior lights left on through the night accumulate insects around windows and doors, which accumulate spiders in the same locations. Switching to warm-toned or yellow LED bulbs for exterior lighting significantly reduces insect attraction. Keeping interior lights off near windows at night, particularly in summer, has the same effect. Food storage and kitchen hygiene directly affect the insect populations that sustain spiders. Crumbs, open food containers, and moisture in kitchen drains attract the small flies, gnats, and ants that spiders feed on. Sealed food containers, regular drain cleaning, and keeping counters and cabinet interiors clean remove a significant part of the insect population that would otherwise draw spiders into those areas. Indoor plants are worth mentioning. Overwatered plants and moist soil attract fungus gnats and other insects. Plants near windows provide a route for insects and spiders to move between the exterior and interior. Keep plants healthy rather than overwatered, and consider moving them slightly away from primary entry points. Sealing entry points is the structural side of spider control, and it's the step that makes every other method more effective because it reduces the flow of new spiders from outside. Walk the exterior of your home and look at ground level and at the roofline. Gaps around window frames. Spaces under exterior doors where the sweep has worn or is missing. Gaps around pipes, cables, and conduits where they enter the structure. Cracks in the foundation. Spaces around dryer vents and exhaust fans. Any of these gaps larger than a few millimeters is a viable entry point for spiders and the insects they follow. Use silicone caulk for gaps around window and door frames and where pipes enter walls. Use door sweeps on exterior doors that have a gap at the base. Check that window and door screens are intact and that the mesh is undamaged. Gaps in screens are one of the primary routes for both insects and spiders during warmer months. This is the step most homeowners skip because it requires a full walk of the property and some effort to address what you find. But it's the step with the longest lasting impact. Repellents need constant reapplication. Sealed entry points work continuously without any maintenance. Let's talk about the mistakes that bring spiders back after homeowners have put in effort to remove them. Inconsistent application of repellents is the most common one. Peppermint oil and vinegar need to be reapplied regularly. Most people apply them once, see improvement, and stop. Within a few weeks, the scent has faded, the barrier is gone, and the spiders return. Set a reminder and reapply on a schedule. Leaving clutter undisturbed is the second mistake. Boxes in storage, piles of items in corners, clothing left on floors, furniture that never gets moved, all of these provide exactly the kind of undisturbed shelter that spiders prefer. Regular reorganization of storage areas, even just moving things around, disrupts established spider habitats and makes those spaces less attractive. Ignoring the exterior of the home is the third. Wood piles stored against the exterior wall, dense vegetation growing against the foundation, garden debris left near the house, leaf piles. All of these create outdoor spider habitats directly adjacent to the entry points into your home. Keeping a clear zone of a foot or two between vegetation and the structure, and storing firewood away from the house, reduces the population immediately outside that would otherwise find its way in. And finally, addressing spiders without addressing the insects that sustain them. If the food source remains, the problem remains. Spider control and general insect control in the home are the same project approached from different angles. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Spiders aren't the problem. They're the warning sign. They're in your home because something inside it, an insect population, an unsealed gap, an undisturbed corner, is worth staying for. Fix what's attracting them, and the spiders disappear on their own. Inspect the areas you don't normally look at. Check the entry points you've never thought about. Remove the webs, reduce the insects, apply the natural repellents consistently, and seal what can be sealed. That combination, not any single product or spray, is what actually changes the spider situation in a home long term. If this video helped you, subscribe for more practical home and DIY solutions every week. And if you've had a spider problem, how did you find out? Where were they coming from? What worked? Share your story in the comments. I read them all, and your experience might help someone else watching this right now. Spiders aren't the problem. They're the warning sign. Fix what's attracting them, and the spiders take care of themselves. See you in the next one.